My name is Sheena Davis with Mockingbird Catering, and you're watching Good Day Paris.
Hey everybody, good afternoon and welcome to Good Day Paris. I am Angie.
And I am Teri.
And thank you for joining us today. So, on today's show, we have Lori Roberts from Phases to Freedom and Carl Anderson from Real Hope Youth Center. He'll be informing us about what's going on with current events and giving us some updates on Real Hope. And then Rick Revel is going to be joining us to share his recent accomplishments winning the Best Mississippi Blues Award. So that is really cool. And he'll be performing that right here for us. Ooh. So those are our guests. That's our musical guest today. And we are excited to have him back. And actually, everybody that's on tonight, we're excited to have everybody back.
Yeah.
So we
this is
are
a first.
Yeah, exactly. This is the alumni show.
Yeah.
So we're excited each week to bring you another great show, and we would love to hear from you. So please, if there's something you'd like to share or discuss with the community, or somebody that you would like to have on Good Day Paris, please send us an email or log on to gooddayparis.com and let us know what you're thinking. We're here for you, and we look forward to hearing from you. So a big thank you to all of you who have reached out to us.
Yes.
And just keep the emails coming. We sure do appreciate you.
We really do. Thank you so much.
Yes. And I'd like to mention to go to our gooddayparis.com site to like and subscribe. And please check out our past episodes of Good Day Paris while you're there. We love having you along with us, and we're looking for businesses actually to support us. So if you would like to have us advertise for you, you know, it works both ways.
Yes, that's
You're
right.
supporting us, we're advertising for you
That's
here on
right.
Good Day Paris. Then reach out to us at keelmedia@gmail.com. We know you'll be glad you did. And I think Teri has some good stuff for us to know.
You know, I do.
All right.
I do have some good stuff to know. So, today is National Gummy Bear Day. And I love those things.
Oh, do you?
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
they are so good.
My kids love those.
Oh, they are so good. And it's also National Devil Dog Day.
What in the world?
Those are pretty darn good too. Yeah, who doesn't love those? And when you
Listen.
freeze them, oh my goodness, they're even better.
I don't know what a devil dog is. I'm going to admit it right now.
Okay, it's up on the screen.
Okay, so what is it?
It's this ooey gooey chewy chocolate with ice cream and creamy cream in the middle. It's so stinking good. Not that good for you, but you know. But it's National Prime Rib Day. Drool. That is truly my favorite thing.
Yeah,
that
that's good
and
stuff.
of course leg of lamb. But I mean,
Good stuff to know and good
Prime
stuff
Rib
to eat.
Day. Yeah, good stuff to know. My birthday will be coming up real soon, so y'all, I love
Some
prime rib.
Okay, make a note.
And Mother's Day. Hey, Mother's Day.
That's right.
And it's also National Babe Ruth Day. Isn't that cool? He
Yes,
really
it
was
is.
some sensation back in the day.
Nice.
Yeah. And he was also born today? Wow.
Well, I had to look and see if we're talking about Babe Ruth the man or Babe Ruth the candy bar
candy
with all
bar.
the food here. So,
Yeah, those younger generations don't get it.
yeah.
No, I'm talking about the real live man.
All right.
Babe
all right.
Ruth. And it's also National Teach Your Child to Save Day. And that's really important to teach our children because they need to know, you know.
They
It's
do.
important. So teach your children to save.
I kind of wonder what I've done or said around Parker when it comes to saving and money and spending, because he is honed in on gas prices right now.
Yeah.
I mean, every day. Look, Mom, it's $2.99. Look, Mom, ooh, it's $3.15.
Yeah.
I'm like, Parker,
good for him.
I don't even look at what the gas prices are. I just got to buy it.
Typical boy, you know.
Yeah, but he's into it.
But that's a good sign.
Yeah.
So here's an idea.
All right.
Everybody out there that has young kids, give them a quarter each week and have them put that in a bank, a little bank at the house. Teach them to save, and then talk to them about the value of money. And let's hope we still have money with the economy going the way it is.
Right.
But, teach them the benefit of money.
Yes.
I think that's a good idea. And then on April 27th, birthdays, actor Jack Klugman, otherwise known as Oscar Madison, from The Odd Couple, was born in 1922. He passed in 2012. So he was 90, but today is his birthday. And President and General Ulysses S. Grant, born 100 years earlier in 1822 and passed in 1885. He was only 63. Anybody know what paper money bill he is on? Grant? $50.
See, I didn't see too
Okay, everybody in here owes me a 50. No, just kidding.
Cross my hands too often, so.
Yeah, those are one of my favorite bills, but I like the hundreds better. So anyway, side note, if we go to a cashless society, we will no longer have the presidents, the dead presidents, on our currency. That's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Yet another reason not to go the way of the digital dollar among many. Maybe we'll broach that topic in the future. Let us know your thoughts, because that's an interesting concept there.
It is.
Big waste of time is, oh well, okay. Moving right along. And the talented Casey Kasem, born 1932 and passed in 2014. He was 82. Most people will recognize his voice more than anything. He was Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Did you know that?
I had forgotten that. Yeah, I knew him as the countdown.
Yeah.
Every
countdown
week
guy.
the music. Yes.
I know. I loved listening to him. He was pretty cool too. And on this day in history, in 2018, The Avengers Endgame was released. And on this day in 1865, the worst maritime disaster in U.S. history occurred when the overloaded steamship SS Sultana exploded on the Mississippi River. Yikes! That was pretty horrible, and it killed about 1,800 people, many of whom were former Union prisoners of war returning home from the Civil War. And on this day in 1951, Kiss, Ace Frehley, was born. I don't know if that's good to know.
Yep.
Kevin is always right there with that
He's
music.
got the music cues. That's right. On this day in history today, on the way over here, or sometime today, I heard Jerry Springer passed away today.
Jerry Springer.
Yep,
Jerry Springer?
Jerry.
Whoa.
That's what I said.
Oh, wow.
But he did. He passed away today.
Oh, well.
Yep.
Goodbye, Jerry. That's sad, but
Yeah.
But he was interesting, an interesting guy.
Yes, he was. Yes.
Well, I'm also going to share one good thing to know about your oven. Scrubbing the burned foods crusted on the bottom of the oven and the grease coating the oven door might be the least appetizing item on a house cleaning to-do list. Although Oliver notes that temperatures get so hot inside the oven that bacteria have no hope of survival, germs are not the sole reason to get out the scouring pad. Nothing ruins a delicately flavored food like burning in the bottom of the oven. You end up with cupcakes that taste like char.
True.
I don't think I'd want to go through all that work to have a char cupcake. A dirty oven could also cause a grease fire. So see, it is good to know to clean that darn thing.
Right.
Mine has automatic cleaner. I just push the button and walk away.
Yes, me too. I love that.
The self-cleaning feature is a good default, but nothing matches the effectiveness of some old-fashioned elbow grease. That's up for debate. I'll be the judge of that. Oven cleaners often contain harsh chemicals, but lemon juice, baking soda, and vinegar can get the job done without the lingering smell of chemicals tainting the next meal you cook.
Yes.
I'm pressing the button and walking away.
That's right. And turn on the fan to suck out the smoke.
It's a good way to heat your house. I always do it in the winter because that way you get that extra heat in the house. You don't want to clean your stove in the summer. It's too hot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Make it a winter thing. So there you go.
Good stuff to know.
Yeah, it is good
it.
stuff to know.
All right, so this is going to be one interesting show today, and we are looking forward to hearing from all of our guests.
That's right.
So let's see what we got here.
What happened to
We've got our pages flipped this way and that. And
what happened to
who
them?
knows? Here we go. Page 2. We already did that.
Oh, there we go.
Page 3. All right.
That Ange.
All right. So let's see. It could be a clue to me that we have somebody sitting right here.
Yeah.
Lori.
We do.
With us that we're going to talk to today. But before we get started, I had a little something I wanted to share.
Okay.
So this week in my Bible study, I started a new one on YouVersion. If people don't have YouVersion, it is a really good Bible app, and it is full of Bible plans.
Okay.
You would never run out of Bible reading plans, devotionals, if you use this app. So, and you can also invite your friends to do the Bible readings with you, and you all are reading the same plan on the same day, and you comment, and you see everybody's comments, and you're interacting with each other. So that's fun. But this one right here, it was talking about spending your day with God, spending every day with God. Right. And it's really a fun focus to think about the fact that God's with us all day, walking with us through everything that's going on in life. And so it had me read Colossians 3 one day, and it was talking about how we are new in Christ. We've been raised with Christ, so our heart needs to be set on things above because we have Christ in us. So it talked about the things that you want to put to death. And the first list of things are things that probably if you're a Christian, you're not engaged in as much. It's, I would hope at all, but listen, I'm not going to put it past any of us. Sexual immorality, impurity, lust. Lust is probably a big struggle for a lot of people. Evil desires, right there, greed, and all those things are idolatry, it says. And those are things that it's kind of assuming we're not doing if we're saved, if we have the Holy Spirit in us.
Right.
But it says you used to walk in these ways in the life you once lived, but now you must rid yourselves of all such things as these. So it's getting down to the things that are not quite so, we don't pay attention to as much.
Right.
Or judge ourselves so harshly for.
Right.
Anger, rage, malice, slander, filthy language from your lips. And I'm thinking right there of, the shirts that people wear that says, I love Jesus, but I cuss a little.
Oh, boy.
So I'm just saying it's a struggle for all of us.
It is.
But it says, do not lie to each other, since you have taken off your old self with its practices. But here's our new focus right here. So here's all these things that we're trying to avoid, that we're not avoiding because we just want to be a good person better than everybody else. We're trying to get away from those things because we're wanting to walk closer with God. It's got a real purpose,
Absolutely.
And so it says, since you have taken off your old self with its practices and you've put on the new self, which is being renewed in knowledge in the image of its creator. So here is what it says all the virtues that we want to put on. And I'll read those in a minute, but it says in verse 12 of Colossians 3, it says, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved. If I know that you dearly love me, I want to do things that are going to please you. That's
Good,
more
I dearly love you.
You know, that's more our focus than thinking about all the fun things that we're missing out on.
Right.
You know,
That's right.
It's that God loves us, and we want to please Him like we would a parent or a grandparent that we love or whatever. But
And much more. Yeah.
yes, even more. So clothe yourselves. It's like putting on your clothes, you know. Clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, patience, and bear with each other. And forgive whatever grievances you may have against one another. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. So over all these virtues, put on love, which binds them all together in perfect unity.
That's
and
right.
let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. And be thankful. I'm skipping around in these verses. I'm not reading straight through. And let the word of Christ dwell in you richly. So, and whatever you do in word or deed, do it all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through Him. So that's just some things for us to think about and recognize and get rid of.
That's right.
In our lives, things that do not draw
Glorify
us closer
Him.
to God or bring Him glory, right? And then those are some other things: kindness, humility, gentleness, patience, peace, forgiveness, things that help us to actually walk with God through the day. So,
Right. Well, that's excellent,
there
and
we
I
go.
agree
That
100%.
spoke to me a lot this week.
Yes, that's a good word.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So we're going to get started right away by introducing you to someone that we are sure that you know all about, and that's Lori Roberts from Phases to Freedom. So thank you for being here. Yes, and coming back to join us.
Thank you.
So tell us about some of the upcoming events that you've got going on.
Well, we were honored to be invited to do the Bill Williams Catfish.
Okay.
Yay.
Yes, the Catfish
To be
Races.
able to, we are going to be doing, we have a big cotton candy machine, we have a big snow cone machine, and we're going to have the grill for hot dogs and chips and drinks.
Oh, how nice.
That's one of our fundraisers this year, so
And-
we're
and
really
where
excited
will that
about
be?
that. It's downtown on the square.
Downtown on the square.
Saturday.
Okay, on Saturday. What time?
Starts at 10,
Okay.
I believe.
Oh, I'm gonna
We
be
have
there.
to be there at 8 in the morning, so we're there
Okay.
for the rest of the day.
Oh,
Okay,
nice.
We'll have 90%.
yeah,
of-
we've got it up
we'll
on the
have all,
screen. there.
90% of all of our clients that will be walking around helping and doing whatever it takes
Oh,
and
wonderful.
enjoying the day with everybody.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to rain. I think we're going to have a really nice day on Saturday.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah,
That's
sunny.
We do. We'll pray that there's good weather for a higher purpose,
So
helping you
yeah,
all
we've
have some
actually been
fun.
practicing making the cotton candy today.
Oh, that's
To
fun.
make sure it stays on the stick.
Yeah.
You know.
That is the
Brush and
messiest
floss
thing.
after
So
that
all our
cotton
children
candy.
that are in our ministry got to have cotton candy all day, and then I got to send them home to the houses.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
Give
nice.
them sugar and send them home.
Absolutely.
Oh, dear.
We do have a few more other things coming up. One I can't really announce yet until our board meeting, but it's going to be very, very exciting. It's going to be very exciting for myself and Melanie.
Oh, good.
And then our clients are doing some car washes this summer. We've just got a really lot of things just when we have the space and the time to go and do.
Yeah. Well, since it's been a little bit since you all have been on here, remind us and everybody watching what Phases to Freedom does.
Well, we have life recovery homes, and we say life recovery. We go to the courts and help mothers and fathers now. We actually have fathers that have their own place inside the ministry and obtaining custody back of their children when the mother can't do it at the time. So we have lots of children that come in with their parents, and lots that end up being with their parents before they graduate the program. We've got 4 in-trial home visits now. which is very exciting because that's the last step before they have their children back in their life for good. Getting loans, getting cars. In our ministry, we do it a little bit different. We give them a little bit of lead room as they're learning to live a different life. And ours isn't just about drugs and alcohol. We have domestic violence, homelessness, a little bit of everything. It all coincides together. So they all live together and help each other and grow together. And they all have to have full-time jobs. And it's a work program, so they pay their way through. No family is allowed to help them do anything.
Good.
So it's really grown a lot, and since the last time, like I said, we have a men's Fresh Start house now because if the mother can't do it, they're stepping up and having their own children themselves.
That is wonderful.
Yeah.
It is wonderful.
You know, you mentioned that it's not just drugs and alcohol, and that you have homeless also. Do you see a lot of homeless that are like they've just been kicked out of the house or lost their home, or do you have some that have been on the streets for a while and come to you
and finally decide they want to do something different?
Okay.
We've had some, their houses, we have one, her house, she just lost everything and hasn't been able to change anything else right now. And sometimes it's just a matter of they had 2 paychecks that didn't work out and they have nowhere to go.
Right.
That they're just being evicted. And so we teach budgeting, we teach all the life skills, how to build your credit back up, how to pay off bad credit so that you can do that. It's mandatory that they learn how to do everything completely just to be able to survive and live on what you make and earn and not go above that.
Right.
Sometimes it's all of us could be sitting one paycheck from
Absolutely.
the same spot.
Yes. And that's another thing that we take for granted. If we live where there's family to support us and help us, if something like that happens, if everything got knocked out from under me, I'm surrounded with lots of friends and family.
Right.
But we don't need to take that kind of blessing for granted, because some people are out here by themselves. Their family has died, or they don't live around them.
Yeah, we've had
nobody.
some just all of a sudden move to Paris for some reason. And well, why in the world did you choose Paris?
Right.
I mean, you were homeless and you come here and now you're homeless. Why Paris?
Right.
But sometimes people just really need. They're not taught. Sometimes it's as simple as the parents didn't know how to teach them how to save money.
Right.
You know, that they didn't teach them how to build up what they needed to build up for their life. And if you're not taught, we've had some didn't even know how to use a washer when they come in, or even know how to cook, or it's fast food or microwave.
Right.
You know, so that can add up to a lot of money if you don't have it.
Right.
So you have to choose between eating or my phone. Which one do I do?
Exactly.
So it's been interesting that because of not dealing just with drugs and alcohol and dealing with the whole scenario of everything, it's really interesting and sad at times, but very rewarding when they have the keys to their own car that they've done themselves in their hand, or their own apartment or own house. And so it's very, very rewarding to watch all that.
It sure is to even just hear that. I mean, it's teaching them their own life skills. That's perfect. Yeah, if they didn't get that from their parents.
Again, so
you know.
I mean,
there's always something to learn.
Absolutely. They teach me a lot along as I'm trying to teach them, and God's the guidance of everything.
And what are different ways that you all receive funding?
Right now we have a few people that help do some funding. The United Methodist Church, Paris. We have some that send some in, but the biggest majority comes from our thrift store.
Yeah. Okay. I visit that thrift store as often as I can when I need some little object, you know, and I think, I'm sure they'll have it. You always do. You know, it's funny how when I go in there, Like one day I just thought, well, I'm looking for this little table. I go in there and there's this little table. And I went, are you kidding me? There it is. And I just thank God for sending me there, because it's much less than I would pay if I bought it brand new. You know, but I love that I can help you guys. And,
Well, thank you so
you know,
much
so
for
I do
that.
think about it. I was there today, as a matter of fact, and I saw some really neat things I really wanted, but, you know,
Where is
we
your
all
thrift
have our
store?
limits.
It is located at 411 Eastwood Street.
Yeah.
It's the old Paula Kelly's.
Okay.
Yes, it
Gotcha.
is. Yeah, the old Paula Kelly.
And
Is that
all
where
the
somebody?
donations come in from everybody in the community.
Yeah.
It usually comes in the back door, and then we sort and go through it and price it and send it up in the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, my son told me he dropped off 18 bags.
Mm-hmm.
And I said,
thank
oh,
you.
good, yeah.
Well, finally,
Yeah.
I've got to go have surgery done next week. So
Oh.
it's myself and Melanie that mainly run it. And so it's challenging sometimes when you have two people doing 12 and 14 hours, almost 7 days a week. And
Yikes.
so when we get bombarded with donations, we finally are almost about caught up today. So we have plenty of room for extra donations. Anybody would like to drop some off?
Yeah, okay, good.
Now, is that where you go if you need help? Do you go to
You can
that?
go there
Okay, or
to
where?
the store and just ask to
Okay.
speak to one of us.
Okay.
Most time it's Messenger on Facebook how they contact us.
Oh, okay.
If they don't know
so you
how
have
they-
a Facebook account. Okay.
We have Facebook,
Phases to Freedom on Facebook. Okay.
Or Lori Roberts. But yeah, they find a way to contact us. Most time everybody knows who we are and they give them our number.
I guess
I've
the
told
word
everybody my
travels.
number's not secret. It's for the ministry. It's for God.
Yeah, yeah.
So anybody asks you anything, just give out the number. It doesn't
Sure.
matter. You don't have to call me first.
Yeah.
Okay.
And do the girls work, or the women, do they work in there
Yes,
as
they
well?
have to on their blackout period when
Okay.
they first come in. And that's the blackout period is so that the men and women both can get their doctors set up and counseling set up and whatever else they've got to get lined up
Yeah.
for their health and mental. In between that, they're helping and volunteering in the store, downstairs, upstairs, whatever we need done is what they're going to help do. Or they're sitting there doing homework in the. So.
Yeah.
I just have to give you a quick praise report on that. One of the girls that you had at the front checking people out, she was so sweet, so kind. And I always pay with cash, you know, pretty much. And she literally counts the change back to you. And do you know how rare that is to have somebody,
rare.
they just go, here you go. And she goes, oh, just a minute. Okay. You know, and she counts it out right to the cents. And I looked at her and I was shocked and I said, thank you. Thank you for doing that, because that's a service. People, I don't know if people can't count. I don't know. But, you know, I mean, it just blessed me so much.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and she was
That was
so
probably our branding.
sweet.
Sounds like our branding.
Yeah, brown hair. Yeah, just adorable little girl. Yeah, she's really sweet.
Yeah, we have a lot of them that's really amazing. And for them to be able to be out in public and nobody knows, because when you come in the store, you don't know if it's an employee or a client.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and that makes them feel good when people treat them as just a regular person.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome.
I bet
It
it
is.
must be tough for them, because they probably take on a lot of guilt and things
Well, they
like
do.
that, you know.
And, you know, sometimes we've made mistakes over and over in our lives. And sometimes it takes a while to build trust back up in different ones.
Yes.
And, you know, a lot of people say, well, just move to a different city or a different town, but you're still going to carry that with you no matter where you go.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So being able to do it in your own hometown makes even a bigger difference.
Well, good for you. Bravo that
Well,
you do this
I mean,
work.
it's all God. He's the one
yeah.
that called me as soon as he found me and I let him in my life. It's been him all the whole time.
Thank you.
I love it. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's it.
That is really awesome.
Well,
thank
I
you.
hope you all do great.
Oh, we
Saturday
are.
At the,
We're not got no choice but to do great.
That's right. Well, I hope your fundraiser goes great. And I'm sure
That's
it
what I
will.
mean.
Like, from what I saw on Facebook today, there's a lot of people registered for the races.
Oh,
so.
I know. Carl's going to do.
Yes.
They're going to just do amazing.
Yeah.
And we've got our little story in. Our fish, I think he's called Flash. from what I read today, and it was a cute story someone come up with. I never even knew that existed.
Oh, for
I'm
heaven's
like, well,
sake.
awesome. This is like reading a book. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so just to recap, you're going to be downtown Saturday, and that'll be, we've got to back up, the 29th at 10:15. Hot dogs for a good cause fundraiser for Phases to Freedom. Hello. Life recovery program. Isn't that awesome? That is awesome. Well,
We're gonna have a
good.
good time. Have fun.
Yes. All right. And if anybody needs help, that, of course, I'm sure people tell people, but if anybody does need help, you just go to the thrift store on Wood.
411 Eastwood Street or dial 731-407-4950 is the store number.
Okay.
My name's Lori Roberts, Melanie Denton. You can find us on Facebook.
All right.
We're always available.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, and we've also got a second person coming out here now. Let's introduce Mr. Carl Anderson. And you go to that chair. Okay? All righty. Hey, Carl. Hi.
Hello there. Hi.
Here's another person who I don't think needs any introduction at all, otherwise known as Mr. Carl with Real Hope Youth Centers.
Absolutely.
And welcome back.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yes, thanks for
So-
coming back.
Hi, Carl.
Yeah, everybody knows Carl.
I know.
So what's up with you? And we hear you have an event coming up that you want to tell us about.
We do indeed. Last year we took over hosting the Bill Williams Catfish Races.
Yeah.
We officially renamed it the Bill Williams Catfish Races last year as well, because actually, of course, Bill Williams was the editor and publisher of the Paris PI for so
okay.
many years, and also a member of the Optimist Club. He went down in, I guess, somewhere around 1986 or so, down in somewhere in Mississippi, and he actually saw catfish races. And he was the one who had the big idea that, hey, we need to bring that back to Paris during Fish Fry Week. And so in 1987 was the first catfish races on the Courthouse Square. And so
I have got to see that.
we
I've
had
gotta go
2
see
years
that.
that we were down because of COVID, but
Yes,
we brought it back last year. Last year, according to Michael Williams, who's the publisher and editor and publisher of the PI now, we had 73 entries last year, and according to him, that was a record for the
nice.
catfish races, so that was good. People showed us that they wanted to see the catfish races back.
Yeah.
And it was our first time out. We had a few blunders. We lost a racing lane right off the bat, so we had to race with just 4 lanes.
Oh.
But we also learned a whole lot.
Well, how does
And,
that work? The
Well,
lane?
you know, let me tell you this. This year, people have come out in droves, and we have got
good.
a new record already. We're already at 81.
Ooh,
and
all right.
I anticipate that we're going to be somewhere in the 90 to 95 entry area.
Wow.
So people are
Is
really
this
coming
because
back.
you can sign up when you get there?
Now,
Is
do
that
they
why?
bring their
That's
own
exactly
catfish?
right.
Okay.
Yes, I want to make that clear that you can sign up all the way up until the first race heat starts. You can still sign up. So come on out on the morning of the race. Get out there and a little early before we anticipate starting the race around 10:30. So get there before that time. You can sign up, and we'll be glad to take your money and
Oh, yeah, here we
get
have it
that
on screen.
catfish in there.
34th annual Bill
It's
Williams.
the 34th annual Bill Williams. Bill Williams Catfish Races. This man was a genius. He went down there and he saw it and he thought, this is unique, this is different. He brought it back to Paris, and that's the story behind the 34th annual Bill Williams Catfish Races. And it is unique. And Angie, the good thing about it, the biggest question I've been getting this year is where do I go to get my catfish?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you don't have to.
That's a big
Hey, look
question.
here, we're going to provide the catfish.
you
All
do?
you have to do is
okay.
you fill out the entry form and put your information there, and you name your catfish.
Oh, my
and,
goodness.
So this year we're putting it on steroids as well. You know, we learned a whole lot from last year, and we've done a lot of things to hopefully enhance the entire experience. We have added 2 more lanes. We've got 6 lanes.
Okay.
We have put a hole and chute on the front end of each one of those lanes. The big reason for that is that it was a big time killer. It was funny, but a big time killer, and sometimes maybe a fish killer. That people holding their catfish are trying to hold their catfish until everybody could get their catfish lined up, and they're dropping them. And so we put a chute on the front end of that thing. We're going to have official handlers. They're going to load up each one of those lanes, and when you race your catfish, all you have to do is stand there beside your lane, and when Mike Wilson, our MC, when he says go, you just pull the gate up and hope that your fish.
Is there food is there food on the other end?
There is nothing down there. There is nothing down there. So
Lord
you better hope
Jesus.
you've got a fish that's on top of things and understands what this is all about. Because sometimes you have to, and we do allow, coming out of the gate, we do allow one nudge.
Okay.
And then
you
it's
mean you
all
can
up, just a little
what
nudge.
a nudge looks like
on the,
this?
Well, it's a very interpretive thing, of course, but we're trying to say a little nudge on the
little
front
nudge.
end
Doing.
and hope that he makes it down the other end. We'll have lane judges down there. They will judge and they will determine which catfish made it down to the end.
Okay, now question.
First.
Do you keep running them same fish all day?
Well, don't be asking questions you don't want the answer to.
Oh, okay.
Here's what we learned last year.
They
by
get
the
a
time,
little fussy at the end
by
of
the
the
time
day.
they don't get fussy, they get
okay.
just like no.
They're ready to be fried.
We're not going. We have 15-foot lanes, and we had to pull that down to about 7 feet on the last few heats. But
Oh, no.
hey, you live and you learn.
I guess.
And I want to tell you this about Mr. Carl. He's been to school, and he's around school, and he's around kids, and he's around smart people, and eventually I figure it out. Last year we were racing our fish. We were pulling them from an aerated tank.
Okay.
We would race them, and then we were putting them in a tank that wasn't aerated. So they were not able to get rejuvenated. Yeah. So what we've learned this year, what I've learned this year, and I will improve as I learn. I will improve. What we're doing
This is why you're saying they're on steroids.
They're-
Because you're
it's on-
rejuvenating them.
We are overhauling this whole thing, and we're going to keep the fish aerated at all times.
There
At
you
no
go.
time will they not be without their special aerator.
So they can swim fast.
Hopefully.
They need to catch a breath.
They need to catch a breath just like every once in a while I do when I get to talking. I get a little bit excited. But also, it's on steroids because of this, Terry. Because for the first time in the history of the Catfish Races, we are offering monetary prizes at the end.
Money.
First, second, and third overall winners in the catfish races will win $300, $200, and $100.
Oh, wow.
And then
I'm going to race a fish.
What they'll be getting is they'll get a plaque on site saying third, second, or first. They'll get that at the races, and we will be mailing to their entry form information a check for the amount that they won, depending on what level they fell in. But I want to real quickly, if I can, just give a big shout out and a thank you to our sponsors, Tammy and Dave Bennett. They are good friends of mine. They're individual sponsors. They are sponsoring one of the overall prize winners. Also, Mike's Muffler Shop is sponsoring overall prize winner, and then My Favorite Things is sponsoring one of the heats. If your fish wins that heat, and a heat is 6 fish racing, if your fish wins that heat, then you could win a prize from My Favorite Things, Uncle Billy's Downtown Eatery, Sweet Jordan's, which they're going to have their food truck out there as well as Phrases to Freedom been out there. Golden Dragon Chinese restaurant there downtown, and LL's Bar and Grill. You don't have to go in there for a drink. You can go in there to get yourself a sandwich. sandwich. Very, very, very good cheeseburgers. But I want to say thank you to all of those sponsors for making this possible. Thank you, Lori, and I'm glad that we could have Phases to Freedom to come out as a fundraiser for them, to be able to sell hot dogs and chips and drinks. One of the biggest feedbacks I got last year is, why isn't there any food here? Well, we're addressing that. There's going to be food there. We're going to have a great time. I invite you all to come out. Last year there was 200 to 300 people out there. I suspect that we're going to have many more than that out there, and it does look indeed like we're going to have good weather.
Good. Yes. I know, and I'm so thankful for that. Because I can't go out when it's cold. I just can't do it.
Or if it's blistering hot. Blistering hot is almost as bad.
I love blistering hot. I can't do cold.
And I want to say this. All the money that's raised during the Bill Williams Catfish Races, it goes to support the mission and the vision of Real Hope Youth Center.
Yeah,
our mission is after school enrichment for our children, grades 1 through 8. We do that now. The not yet part, our vision is to build a full service youth center for the youth of Paris and Henry County, all the way up to 19 years old. And I'm think in terms of a YMCA type building. I'm not talking about a little metal building insufficient building that we throw out on the lot and say, y'all come. This will be a place that everybody will be proud of. The citizens of Paris and Henry County will be proud of it, and our youth will be so excited to have a place that they can say, this is our place. No longer do they have to hang out in parking lots and in parks and in places totally unsupervised. It'll be a place where they can go, a safe place. We will have all types of things going on in there, but it'll also be an information hub for our youth. Not everything will happen inside that building, but they will be an information hub. Right now, we have a lot of things that's going on for our youth in the community, but it happens in pockets, and if you don't run in those circles, you may be totally unaware. This will be an information hub for all those things that's going on.
Very nice, very nice.
Well, I hope
thank
this
you.
goes well for you all as well then.
Well, you know what? God is good. It is going well.
Is.
I haven't had a whole lot of sleep. You might be able to tell that. I don't know. But it's I wear these jingle keys on my side because I want them to remind myself that I am busy about the Lord's work.
Amen.
That's right.
Amen. That's all we have to do is be busy, no matter what we're doing. Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. We've got this up again, World's Biggest Fish Fry, and the 34th Annual Bill Williams
It's not
Catfish
too
Races.
late. You can come
not
out
too
that
late.
morning and sign up.
I love it. And it's a $25 entry fee, so that's
$25 entry fee. One of the things that we did change, and nobody's fussed at me about this yet, but I figure I may get something. One of the things that we did have to change was for years, you entered your fish for $25 and you got a free T-shirt. This is one of our T-shirts. And we just could not continue to do that because it took, run off the top, it took away half of our profits.
Right.
So what we've done is if you enter a catfish, and if you want a T-shirt, you can purchase a T-shirt for just $5. Otherwise, we will be selling them for $15.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
Kevin had wanted me to ask, but I didn't hear. Oh, I guess some other people in other counties are going to be doing the races now too?
Well, I got a call from Springfield, Tennessee, right outside Nashville, I guess about 2 weeks ago. And they said, we heard about the catfish races there in Paris, and we want to know if you can bring it to us.
Oh, for heaven's sake!
Now listen, that would be
That is really
Absolutely. They have a fishing rodeo that they do every year.
Yeah.
And they want to do something in conjunction with that. And I told her it's a little more involved than that, but I invited her to either herself or a representative to come down and actually see how this works, and that I'd be glad to work with them.
So you can be a traveling one-man catfish show.
No. call me. I have a very specific calling, and that is to the youth of Paris and Henry County.
There you go. That's right.
There you go. So, well, okay. Well, thank you, Lori and Carl, so very much. And we want to introduce Rick now. And I guess, Rick, you've got a song that you're going to sing first before you bless us with all these things that are sitting here and talk to us about all this.
Yeah, I'm going to do a Hank Williams song for you.
Ooh,
All right.
we like Hank.
Here alone, somewhere, it sounds too blue to fly. And that midnight train is winding low. I'm so lonesome I could cry. Have you ever heard a robin sing when the leaves begin to die? That means she's lost the will to live. I'm so lonesome I could cry. Have you ever seen a falling star light up the purple sky? Oh, how I wonder where you are. I'm so lonesome I could cry. Here lonesome it sounds too blue to fly. And that midnight train is winding low. I'm so lonesome I could cry. Oh, that midnight train is winding low. I'm so lonesome I could cry.
Woo, that was great. Good voice. Come on down and have a sit with us here. And let's hear all about what's going on with you.
Good to be here.
Yes, it's good to have you here.
Well,
Welcome
last time
back.
I was here, you was in a blizzard.
Yes, we
Oh,
were.
yeah.
Yeah, it took me 2 hours to get home.
Did
Oh
it
my
really?
goodness, did it really? I'm
Yeah,
so
I
sorry.
had to follow a snowplow to get home.
Oh, my
I'm
word.
serious.
You
I'm
did?
serious. I had to follow the
Oh my goodness.
one of the road graders, to make path for me to get home.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was rough.
It was rough,
It was.
yeah.
I remember that. Yep.
So that was around Christmas time too,
Yes,
wasn't
it was.
Yeah. Ooh, I hate the cold.
We're back to the cold.
I'm glad to be
She
back.
don't lie.
Yeah. So tell us about this award. I want
Yeah.
to hear, like, how'd you get involved with?
You got all these really cool
Yeah.
things here.
The
Long
blues
story
and-
short, and it'll get real long if I'm not careful.
All right.
The
Reader's Digest version.
remember we talked about History Highway last time I was
Right,
here.
yes, right.
Well, on the one of my episodes, episode 8, did a piece on Muscle Shoals, Alabama, and we went to Florence in the Muscle Shoals area, Tuscumbia, and while I was there, we were talking about the Muscle Shoals sound and how all that part of the music industry began. But before that, a man was born November 1873, little log home, Florence, Alabama, W.C. Handy. He was born to a Baptist preacher. Preacher daddy didn't like his music.
Yeah.
He wanted to play gospel music,
Oh dear.
but the boy wanted to play something else. He got a guitar when he was young, then he wound up learning to play the trumpet.
Those
and-
darn kids.
Yeah, darn kids. And
They got music on their brain.
yeah, and so he became known as father of the blues, is what he became known as.
And we've got him right up there on the
It was
screen.
he started out as a band leader in the 1890s, and very young, playing the trumpet. Had a full brass band, and he was one of the first popular music artists in the country. He wrote a song called
Father
the
of the
Memphis
Blues.
Blues,
Yeah.
the St. Louis Blues. He had those two songs out, and it was published music. It was in print form, so it became popular. And so as copies of the printed music would sell, then people would start playing it on their pianos at home, and it became, a nationwide craze. So it was kind of a neat little thing, and
Looks like he did very well.
he did real well.
That's
and
awesome.
then in his travels, he went through Kentucky, and he met Elizabeth, his wife, and that's part of the song there. So we took great interest in him and wanted to, so many things that get lost between the cracks. They just fall in, and people don't know about some of the lesser known people
Right.
in history. And I wanted people to remember W.C. Handy for his contribution to music. And so while we were there, his log home is still standing.
Oh, how
So
neat.
I got a chance to record a music video right on the front porch
Oh my goodness, how
of
cool
his
is
old
that?
cabin. So in the music video,
Oh wow.
if you get a chance to see a clip of it, that's exactly
Yeah,
what we wound
maybe
up
there's
doing.
going to be a preview. Something's coming up there. I don't know.
Yeah, we had a chance to be on the front porch, and the downside of it was it's a major road that goes past it, so we had to do it between semi-trucks going by blowing their horns and letting off their air brakes.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
Jake
no.
breaks in the
Yeah,
background.
yeah. So we had to deal with a lot of that.
Hopefully they
so.
were in tune with the song.
They weren't. So
Oh,
it
no,
was
they weren't.
it's a total stop. Yeah. Cut. We just stopped right there.
Oh, bummer.
Had to start again. But it was a fun shoot. We had a chance to make that part of our TV show, and from that, it kind of caught traction. And so we got a phone call earlier this year, and some people that were putting on the Mississippi Music Awards, some friends of mine that were familiar with my show and what I'm doing, they said, "You've been nominated." I said,
How
"For
nice.
what?"
Yeah,
I said,
for
"For what?"
what?
Because, you got to beware nowadays when anybody says
Yeah,
you're nominated
yeah.
for something. I said, "Wash dishes," or "What have you nominated me for?" And they said, "No, you've been nominated for a song in the Best Mississippi Blues." And I said, "I'm from Tennessee,
Right?
and I'm going to be competing against real Mississippi blues guys."
Hey, come on, give Tennessee a break here.
Yeah, but
Pretty good
I
here.
mean, you got to go to Mississippi to understand what I'm talking about. They love their blues.
Oh, I know it.
Yeah.
And it's the Delta thing. And
Louisiana.
buddy,
Yeah.
two of the people I was competing against, they had Mississippi in their name,
Oh, dear.
in their stage name.
Oh,
I am
dear.
serious.
Oh dear.
And a black gentleman that played the harmonica out of the world,
Oh wow.
and he was blind.
Oh no, and the
And I'm
plot's
going,
thickening.
how do you beat this? And he won Entertainer of the Year, and I said, how do you beat this?
Yeah.
So it's not going to happen. So I'm sitting backstage, and I'm supposed to go on and sing, and they're doing the awards presentation. I was supposed to go on and sing, and so I'm tuning up my guitar and doing what I do, and they come to that part and say, "For the Best Mississippi Blues," and they give all the names of the people. And I hear my name called, and my name is called properly at that time. And then they get to the part where, "And the winner is,"
Oh no.
and they say, "Rick R.E.A.L."
Oh dear.
And I go,
Is that me?
that's my name, I think.
Yeah.
So I went to the stage manager and I said, "They call my name," and he said he knew
Oh
who it was.
yeah, there you are.
Yeah,
There.
he
Boy,
said,
that's a
"You
beautiful
call the name,"
guitar.
and I said, "Yeah, that's you." And I said, I went on the stage then, and I said, "Are you sure about this?" I said, are you really sure? You hadn't made a mistake or anything? I mean, I was serious. I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And so they said, yeah, you're the winner. And they showed me the little card that was printed on. There's my name. And I'm going,
Wow.
dang. So,
Yeah, congratulations.
so it was a cool
See?
thing. So it was a cool thing.
Bravo.
Well, thank you.
You taught those
But I was definitely shocked.
Memphis,
it was definitely a shock.
Mississippi
'Cause
people.
to beat out some Mississippi boys,
Yeah.
they were tough as nails. And
So
they
you
were tough.
obviously didn't have to be from Mississippi then. Were
Right.
there
I
people
was
from
fortunate.
anywhere else
Yeah.
besides
Because
Tennessee?
Memphis and
well, see,
everywhere.
like in
He
the
won.
Tennessee, some of the states, Alabama for sure,
Mm-hmm.
the Alabama Music Awards, you have to be from Alabama to be a part of it.
Ah.
It's pretty stringent on some of the rules. So
Let's
but
see
they,
if we can
they
see
let me
that. Let's pull this away.
in.
Yeah.
The short one over there, that's actually from a songwriting contest, and
There we
the
go.
song
I
won
still can see it. Let's see.
best blues in the world of songwriting.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Association.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
There we go.
But it's clear
That's our
acrylic, so you
Bible.
can't see it unless you put some background behind it.
Best
Yeah.
blues song.
Yeah, but it was
The
kind of
Father
cool.
of Blues.
But I got
Winter
both of those this
2020.
month, so it's kind of neat. Early on, when I was writing for Loretta Lynn and doing those things, I got some awards back then, but that was way back when. And so when I got started with this once again, it was kind of neat to actually win again. So
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's fun. So
I
it's
didn't
fun.
know you wrote for Loretta Lynn.
Yeah, I
That's
actually wrote for her
interesting.
publishing company,
Yeah.
King Cole Music, for several
Oh,
years.
how neat.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes,
You got a lot of very cool things going on,
Oh,
sir.
it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, it sounds
Keeps
like
me
it.
from getting in trouble.
That's right. Keeps you on the straight
How
and
is
narrow.
your TV show going?
We got all the second season done, and we're going into filming in May. So
Yeah.
we're right around the corner. We start heading back to on the road and start doing some film work. So,
Oh, nice.
and I think we're going to draft Kevin. We got a Bigfoot story we're doing. It's going to be good. Oh, it's going to be good.
Yes.
See, the original Bigfoot was found in Natchez, Mississippi. So we're going to do the opening from there. But you know,
Well,
but
the
there was
green
actually a
swamps-
sighting here
Oh, yes.
near the
Yeah.
Springville Pump House
Yeah.
area, which is
That's right.
goes back to the 1800s. So,
Yes. And there was
pretty cool
one
stuff.
not too awful long
Sulphur
ago,
Wells
too.
is where the community is located. So
Yeah, and in Florida, he'll have to tell you about our experience. We had a house that backed up to the green swamp.
yeah,
So he's going to have to tell you all about that
yeah,
and what we
we're
saw.
gonna do that. We're gonna do it.
Sounds
The
good.
Florida skunk ape.
Yes. I hope it don't smell.
They do. Yeah, they do. So, all right. So I'm interested in hearing this song.
You okay?
Yeah,
Tell you
yeah,
what,
right
let's
here.
let's go do this.
All right,
All right.
let's do it.
We'll crank it up.
And
Okay.
This one is the one that
That he won
you
the-
won the award.
Yes. Boy, and that is impressive. All them Mississippians. Get a little old boy from Tennessee. Steal the prize. So we'll just give him a minute to get set up. And
yeah.
I love that guitar. It's just absolutely
I do too. It's
gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Let's see if we make this happen.
Okay, I think you can do it.
There was a boy from down the land. He was on with a trumpet in his hand. Ooh. He was a music loving man. LWC handed the leader of the band. His preacher Debbie would always sing, the devil's in that music you play, oh Lord. None he played it anyway. LWC handed is gonna be here. He fell in love. He changed his words when he wed that Kentucky girl. She was his dream come true. LWC Handy, he fathered more than blue. song. Picking cotton, picking the blues, kicking the dust off them wore out shoes. Oh no, but he always paid his dues. L.W.C. Handy, the father of at Heaven's Gate. Before we walked through, St. Peter shouted, been waiting for you, oh Lord. The angel band needs somebody new. L.W.C. Handy's and heaven plays blue. L.W.C. Handy's and heaven plays. Your W.C. Handy, the father.
Ooh, that was great. So that song is called The Father of Blues.
Father of the Blues.
The Father of the Blues. Very good. That was good.
Yes, and congratulations again on your award. That's awesome.
Now tell us about that background music. Did you have a full band on stage with you?
Multiple Shoals, Alabama. I cut that.
Okay.
I cut it with Billy Lawson at Wishbone Studio, and that's a story within itself. Talking about the Lord blessing you. Jimmy Johnson, he was the guy that produced Leonard Skinner.
Oh, wow.
And all the big names from Muscle Shoals, Alabama. He started Muscle Shoals Sound, him and the Swampers. He passed away right before, I had an appointment set up to meet him, and he passed away within days before that. But I got to meet his widow, and Miss Becky and I became very good friends, and she began to introduce me to the inner circle of Muscle Shoals, and Billy Lawson's one of them. And he the man. He the man. He's playing the guitar on that, so that tells you right there, he the man. So.
Yeah. Wow. It was very good. Very good. Well, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Carl. Thank you, Lori.
Yeah.
So it's been a good show, and we just want to invite you all to be sure and come back next week for another fun show. We are going to have,
let's see, I think we're having
Rhonda
Stanton.
Yeah. And she's got some cool stuff coming up. Well, she's always got great stuff going on.
K-Pac.
From K-Pac, yes. And so we're looking forward to her being here. And so
and
thank
Eddie
you
Miles, too. Eddie Miles will be here. He's our musical guest
Okay,
next
and
week.
Eddie Miles. So stay tuned. We promise you're not going to be disappointed. And so everybody get out to the world's biggest fish fry events for the rest of this week and this weekend. Go eat at the fish tent and go to the parade tomorrow.
Yep. Have yourself a hush puppy.
Yes, get a hush puppy. Go to the rodeo. We've got a bull blowout going on.
Fish on Saturday.
Yes.
There you go. Race a fish Saturday.
Yes,
That's
definitely. Downtown on the square.
That's right. We got more
10,
activities
15.
than you can shake a stick at. So.
We got all kinds of things going on here in Paris
That's
this
right.
week.
So we promise you're not going to be disappointed at that either. So everybody have a good weekend and have a good day,
Paris. Bye now.